The Marathon, Part 1. I'm going to read from Nehemiah Commentator. The composite nature of the book suggests that it may have been put together from diverse lists from Nehemiah's own memoirs of great project of rebuilding the wall and the city of Jerusalem. His prayers are so marked personal that they may have come from his own prayer journals. Detailed lists are recorded, show carefully attention to people as individuals and to their jobs as being important efforts preserved as mementos of the work of God. Nehemiah was deeply moved when he heard the dismissal of the state of Jerusalem. Although he had achieved an influential position, that'd be Joshua 1, he had his on his side of the river. In the palace of Persia, King Artaxerxes, he, like Moses, did not consider the luxuries of the palace as anything compared to the promises of God. Nehemiah, as Queen Esther, must have believed that he had come to the kingdom for such a time as this, a cupbearer to the king. He prayerfully asked for the nations, and he wept as an inheritance. That was for the Lord, and received the permission from the king to return to Jerusalem to rebuild the walls. I would say today, the inner cities, in the hoods. Throughout the book, Nehemiah displayed extraordinary leadership skills. Now, this is what we want to look for in this end time. He was a man of prayer, deeply dependent on the Lord, and knew how to draw strength and assurance from him. He was a visionary, like buying mass land for poor people, especially in hoods, and building homes, stuff like that, who inspired others. Yet he humbly worked alongside everyone else. He was a common man. Look at that. No elitism. He knew, because if you go back up there, he knew the details of everyone and showed carefully attention to people as individuals and their jobs as being important efforts. It is the body in the book of Acts that spread the word of God, the disciples, not the apostles. When they went and it spread from Jerusalem, that was the people. That's the way it's supposed to be today. Equip and release. So let's go back here. Yet he humbly worked alongside everyone. He was steadfast under the pressure of the enormous task. He kept his priorities straight when confronting opposition and well when achieving success. In his humility, he was not afraid to admit and rectify his own mistakes. He was magnanimous and generous, sacrificially sharing from his own table at his own expense. He refused to take advantage of his position to tax and burden the people and become rich. And we can do that today also in the houses of God with tithing. We can it can become like a tax. Not the spirit of tithing, but just looking at you